Hi. As a teenager, I was very involved in a Zionist youth movement. Shout out to Young Judea, Lisa. One of the most memorable takeaways that I have from that time in my life was how important the notion of dugma ishit, or being a personal example, was. As leaders, we were expected to think about the needs of the many over the needs of our own. For example, sitting with new, younger participants, even though they may have been unpopular or nerdy, instead of being cliquey and sitting with our friends who we really wanted to sit with. But that was a very large teachable moment for me in, thinking about what I should be doing versus what I really wanted to do. And the lesson was making others feel welcomed, feeling special, as a core value that was imparted to me at a very early age. This notion has stayed with me well since I was 15 years old, which is more than half of my life away. And being a dugma ishit is really how I try to live my life every day. In both my past work with family engagement, as well as in my current work in Hillel, both with current students as well as with program professionals who work directly with the students, I believe it's important to model the Jewish educational values that I'm teaching to them as a daily reminder of why I do what I do. I believe that Judaism is not a one-off program or event. Judaism is a living, breathing entity that's been passed down to us from our ancestors and that we must treasure and safeguard for the next generation. But before we're ready to pass it off to our children, I believe that it is our role as educators to add to the richness of tradition and enhance it with our own nuance and perspective, making it relevant and applicable to the lives of those that we teach and with whom we work. Even though my family may be the only household in my town with a sukkah, true story, and it's not always easy to keep kosher and observe Shabbat and holidays, I feel that it's a strong commitment to these traditions for the sake of those who came before me, but even more so for the sake of those who will come after me. And sharing these traditions with my students helps not only for us to build a connection to each other and a rapport, which I believe is very important from teacher to student, but also it helps them to find their own personal connections to the past and to begin to determine on their pathway where Jewish life and practice can fit into their lives. So creating positive experiences with limited barriers and minimal expectations gives them the safe space to question and to explore the rituals, texts, and connections that they may not have otherwise encountered. I believe that young Jewish adults have difficult choices to make that will determine their own destiny. Like a choose-your-own-adventure book, American Jewish practice offers a wide variety of options to try on and to see what fits best for individuals, later as partners, and eventually as family units. But I believe that it's my job and our job as educators to offer points of entry and the tools along the way to help the next generation on their path as they link in the chain to generations past and future. Thank you.